Kakanda TV.
We wouldn't want to take much of our time, so we will start with the few numbers that we have now. The rest will join us as we move on, inshallah. And whatever Allah says, we will learn from the great man coming from the children, and then those who are not even his children but have seen him, have interacted with him, and know so much about him. We will learn from their experience with him. The idea is we, the younger generation of Kakandas, we want to learn one or two things from their experience, from their lives and times, as people who have given so much to Kakanda land. And that's the reason why we say if we unveil it here, our younger Kakandas will ask questions. When you listen to them talk, you may have one or two questions you want to ask during their time. What did they do that today we're talking about them? Maybe, just maybe it will inspire us to also do our own now, so that when it is our time as grandfathers, our own grandchildren will also think us worthy to talk about us. You will agree too with me that a lot is happening in Kakanda land. So for me and for us in Kakanda TV, we felt that it's about time we began to ask ourselves some basic questions that will promote the unity amongst us, that will bring us together more. Bariba, it's a word that we are not too used to, but that is the foundation of the Kakandas. Though it's a chain, Bariba is a chain. But you know, change can be interpreted positively. It can also be interpreted negatively. So these are some of the things we want to do as a media platform. The Kakanda TV is interested in getting deep into the issues, not the personalities, but the issues concerning the growth and development of Kakanda land. And one of the ways we think we can do it is to begin to look at the Kakanda people of Nigeria and do a documentary on that. And we'll be bringing more people to talk to us on other personalities, dead or alive, young or old, females, males, who have done so much, who have contributed so much to the growth and development of Kakanda land. So thank you very much. See what you are father. I experiment money at one Ikokara. So about father, the change your father, over you be at this time. Yeah, cool. You are funny. At least we can have a seat. And again, to buy your energy, Mamini, Babami, Alhaji Malam, Abubakar, Mamaji, retired but not tired, Kujawomi, such a god appearing me. Hey, I can't remember your inner or even ya, Yesuma, Obaju, Ashedoza, such a god appearing me. Thank you very much. At this point, Nakalingi, Amusaji, you're all welcome. This is our beautiful queen from Kakanda. You're all welcome. Aja Malama Lima Sanja Bello, the queen of Kakanda, face of Kakanda to the side. Malama Atayi Sharifa, which is Namagere. Queen Mother Haja Malama Zaina. Yes, you're welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Sallu ala Nabi Karim. Ya Sayyidina Muhammad Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Ar-Rahmanirrahim. مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم يا من لا يغفر لهم أسألك الغفر لهم وأعوذ بك من شر كله فإنك أنت الله لا إله إلا أنت الغني الغفور الرحيم. أسألك بآل محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إلى صراطك المستقيم صراط الله الذي له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض لا إله إلا الله تصل الموت اللهم إني أسألك المغفرة والتشر بها صدري وتضع بها أمري وتنظر بها فكري وتقدس بها قدري إنك على كل شيء قدير لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العظيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العظيم ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العظيم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم توفنا مسلمين وأغفر للصالحين اللهم ارزقنا وارزقنا بقول لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم صلوا على النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم محمد الفاتح المبارك والآتي بما سبقنا صلى بها والآلي لا صراط كمسكين الذي كتب العظيم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله ما شاء الله
mi akankuna ojibawa mi nakojiga kubo ya kais ni mo mon di shadi pam dia anta mi Kakanda gibechi continue the program inshallah famigin jama yo ba we wo ima please can we all on our feet to please take the Kasoda anthem quickly yere aba atsa
Itimikanda, Yama fagbe miro manetu konashi Eganja ma ema sama Ieta ma beroma Amita yo iya ema Jiyama fatati Jine iwa, jine puria Maniwa minaro Jine pashe fitoteshi Pamabeje kobiga Ilé ayáṣì, arẹ́rí, èyí bá yánú fún ẹmà, èyí bá ṣe ní jẹjẹ ma, efún mi lè bàpú ma, efún ní bàpú náà, èlògùn tó.
efun ni bapuna better. Thank you very much. This is a Kasoda anthem. We appreciate you and we appreciate the writer of this wonderful anthem. The Almighty Allah reward the person abundantly. Thank you very much. At this point, we would like to go straight to the next item.
All of us who are guests of this program, I want to sincerely appreciate your presence here, and then I want to let us know why we are gathered here. It's going to be a very brief but very important event. The Kakanda people of Nigeria, that's the reason we are gathered here, are people we describe in so many ways, depending on where you're coming from. Some will say the Kakandas are Nipis, some will say no, the Kakandas are even Hausas because of the Borno lineage. Some will say no, they are from the Kakandas are described so many ways. For us, we are Kakandas. And as Kakanda people of Nigeria, we have our history, we have our culture, we have our ways of life. The same way we have our politics, the same way we have our religion, the same way we have so many things that other people of Nigeria have. The one challenge we have in all of this is the challenge of knowing where and who are those that contributed to the growth and development of Kakanda land. Even if you are from the other side, whether Mwe, Ara, Dere, or from this side, it's the same Kakanda. And there are people who have given so much to make sure that the Kakanda we call Kakanda today stayed, and we are now celebrating the tribe or the nation they were coming from. But most time we don't even know those people who have done this. And some would say that part of the problems we are having is because we have embraced civilization much more than even our own culture. So we're losing it. So some of us started doing one work or the other to make sure that we revive and promote our cultural heritage. One of those persons who is doing wonderfully well is the Sarkin Wasa of Lakaja, Malam Baba Mohammed Idanoko, who came up with the name as a context. That is the Kakanda Queen program. He's supposed to be here today, but because we value education, he's currently a 100-level student of Federal University, Lokoja. Speak. The grandfather, as we speak, he's taking lectures. As soon as he's done with the lectures, he will join us here. So he's one of those who are working and ensuring that we don't lose our identity. So Kakanda TV is another effort that we have done that, okay, if there are people doing a lot of things to make sure that we don't lose our identity, those things have to be projected. We need a platform where we can project it, where the world will know that indeed we're doing something to project or to revive our culture and our history. It was in that light that we thought that, why don't we even take a deeper look at those who have given so much? And so a lot of people began to call names of those who are dead, those who are still alive, those who are even young and even old, male and females, that we should recognize and appreciate their contributions to the growth and development of the Kakanda people. Dr. Umar Sanda Hamadu came top, not because of anything, because of the fact that he's seen as a scholar, and is actually a scholar, and he has done so much to be so recognized as a scholar. As a matter of fact, with the available information to us, he's the first Kakanda man to have a PhD. And I'm talking about PhD in the academics, not the other PhD. So we need to celebrate him. And then there are other Kakandas who have done so well in their own fields too. And they are first in this, first in that. But Dr. Umar Sanda Ahmadu stood out from all that were enumerated. And so we're starting with him, after which we also and do others, and then find out from our people, those who are alive, the impact of those who they have mentioned to us to be so recognized and appreciated. For us today, yes, it's a project, but what we're doing today is to unveil the project itself, after which we will then go ahead and have it in audio-visual format and book format. For those who are history students who don't have much materials on the Kakanda people, we are hoping that our efforts will assist them in knowing and referring to the actual people who have done so much for the Kakanda people too. We are not stopping at just doing the visual documentary, but we are also going to have them in book form so that it can help research, or what the academics will say will add to a body of knowledge. So that's the reason we're here. And today we have the Nokoji who would be talking to us. That's the way we are going to unveil our own. He's going to be talking to us in 30 minutes or less of who the person Dr. Umar Sanda Ahmadu is, and then our elder brother who also have an experience with him would also talk to us about him, and then you, our younger ones, would have, if you have questions to ask on the personality of the person we're talking about today, you can ask such questions, because these are people who have done their own, who have lived with him, who knows his philosophy, who knows the sacrifices he has made, indeed, who knows that he's a man worthy to be so celebrated. So I want to thank you very much for attending today's event. Here there are people who we expect, just like the MC said, the member House of Rep, Lokoja Kogi Federal Constituency, was supposed to be here. Unfortunately, someone died. And you know, Honorable Agwe is somebody who wants to try his best to make sure he pleases everybody. Yeah. So he has called to say, please, we should excuse him. Meanwhile, we're expecting any moment from now, Honorable Bin Ebaya, member representing Lokoja 1, and the Honorable Omar Aliyu, Yusuf, member representing Lokoja 2. So, without wasting much time, we would give the microphone to our retired permanent secretary to give us to give us a tip of the iceberg before our father, who of course is going to do the unveiling, tell us more about who the personality of Dr. Umar Sanda Ahmadu is. The reason I'm doing this is that yes, the unveiler, the chief unveiler, is a blood relation of the person we're talking about. The permanent secretary, retired, is not. But whether he is, we will hear from him. But I think that he is not. But perhaps from what he's going to be talking about, we will know whether he is or not. But what's important is that we want to hear and balance the story. We've heard a lot about him, so we want to hear from those who actually have had one or two things to do with him. So I'll give this microphone to our elder brother, our father, to talk to us, and then thereafter we'll talk to the chief unveiler, who will then unveil the project for us. Please come up with our hands together for our father, our elder brother. Thank you.
Sanda Ahmadu is actually not by blood, but I'm proud to tell you, Kakandas here present, that there are two areas where we are connected. Like life, I have only one wife, she's Kakanda. If that is anything to come by. And she's doing well, beautifully well. And therefore her children, by implication, are also Kakanda, because we have 4 eyes that bring forth children, to the father, to the mother. By that much, I'm connected to him. The other side of it is the hero worshiping. All my life, I have had no reason whatsoever to hero worship anybody, to think that there's somebody to emulate all my natural life. But I hero worship Dr. Umar Sanda Ahmadu when I was growing up, and there was this crisis in a crisis of the Aganku before the last. And Umar Sanda had to be visiting the court during that session with his younger brother, late Autaya. The lawyers had problem in pronouncing the word Aganku. The judge is finding it difficult to spell the word Aganku. And it is not in the dictionary. It was not in the dictionary. So, then, it was not in the constitution that anybody can address the court except a lawyer. He rose his hand up in a polished English language and said, observation. And the court saw the richness of his outfit, the cloudness, the way he came out. Not rich, not poor, but educated. Richly educated. And he was allowed to speak, and he gave the spelling and the pronunciation, and guided the judge, the Yoruba judge, on how to pronounce the word Aganku. And he did it so well. Now, another side of Dr. Umar Sanda I have to talk about briefly is his thesis, his doctoral thesis that is on value. 32 years after his death, we are still struggling, grappling with the problem of value in Lokoja, Kakanda, in Oworo, and everywhere in the country. He believed that you are not educated until you are useful to your people. Wow. We have found reason to see him as a doctor in a t-shirt with a hat, a local hat for that matter, taking sand to do, what is the name of that village? I'm not good in Kaka, I don't know, is it Pupala Bridge? Kumpala, yeah. You will see him carry stone by himself. How many are doctoral people here I've seen going to the community to identify with the problems of the community? None. I'm still struggling to find such educated people doing the right thing, sweeping the street and doing the right thing. Please give a round of applause for the the thesis talk about attitude. The beauty of it was that by something he wrote in 1979, I think. I was barely 14, 15 years then. Now, if he had a book like this, and Buhari came in 1983, 84, as a military head of state, he fell back heavily on that thesis because it was on that thesis that he created what came to be known as war against indiscipline and corruption. A Kakanda in a quiet riverside area has been able to value that attitude is more important than being bookish. You can have the book in the world in your head if you are not very useful in terms of character. You are as well as worthless as anything that can be. He also used the now Nokoji and one other brother of his to turn around the whole country here so that they had what we call a cross-sectional survey research on the topic. I asked him to recognize the presence of the Honorable and his team. Can we rise to recognize him?
I'll put our hands together.
Put your hands together for him. Honorable Achiwano. Please sit down. I was charged with the responsibility, dear Honorable, to explain what I know about Dr. Umar Sanda Ahmad. And I'm saying that he belonged to the era when society produced leaders that are apolitical. They are not politicians. And they did brilliantly well, and they found themselves actually helping the people. He made a thesis on attitude, and the thesis he did really helped the administration of Buhari, the military administration of Buhari, to have what we now call war against indiscipline and corruption and all this program. If a Kakanda man in a quiet, distant, live-around area could be so endowed, indeed, there is a reason why he should be celebrated immensely. I therefore identify myself with him. He's the only one I know that I hero worshipped. I have followed procession in his attendance in courts to educate both the judges as well as the lawyers on how the Aganku stool should be and how to pronounce the word Aganku pretty well. Well, I am Nupe, not a Kakanda, but I'm saying that I found half Nupe, half Kakanda in my children. Yes, and therefore, since I cannot leave my children, I have to be a Kakanda by 50% here present. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much.
Put your hands together for the last speaker. Thank you so much. This you can do better. Please put your hands together more at that speaker. Kubeti Waju Seren, at this point I'm very jealous. I have to speak some part of the Nupe. Waju Seren, Kubeti Sakuga. While our resource person was educating us, we actually saw the arrival of our own Honorable being Sheikh Tijani Ebaya. In best, you are very much welcome. the Honorable House Assembly representing the good people of Lokoja 1. Please can we put our hands together for him? He is not here alone. He is with somebody that has Kakanda at heart. Bagadaji, Alhaji, Jimba, you are very much welcome. Even though with your health constraint, you still try to grace this wonderful location. At the same time, my brother Alhaji Malo Tazariche, you are very much welcome. At this point, I will hand over the microphone to our daddy to continue from where the last speaker stops. But then, it's like we have to excuse him for some minutes. I will at this point call on our
from Apataku, the first Namasa, the first face of Kakanda.
Oh, Namasa.
Thank you very much, my chairman.
I thought we were going to dance to it.
I want to appreciate everybody. I want to thank my daddy, which is Gakubo. And I want to thank our honorable, who is representing Lokoja 1. Honorable Team Best. You're welcome, sir. Say thank you once again. And I want to also thank my daddy. Honestly, daddy, I'm very, very happy of hearing this. I've read about him, but I don't really know maybe it's Kakanda person or not. But today I'm very, very happy that I heard the story. Seriously, I'm very happy. Together with my queens, Queen Halimat and Queen Sherifat, Miss Culture and Face of Kakanda / Miss Kakanda, Nigeria. Face of Kakanda is all about bringing Kakanda sons and daughters together, because when you look at other tribes, you will see that they are doing well, but when it comes to Kakanda, seriously I felt jealous, because during 2018-2019, when I went to Face of Abra, seriously I was shocked. The way I was feeling shy, because we Kakandas, we are nowhere to be found. The Kakanda is backward. Seriously, like anything they are doing, Kakanda ladies will hide themselves. Like they don't want to participate. They will think maybe everything is about politics. Inalamigagi, Siasa. Mama, why? They will say no. Their daughter will not go. We used to face that challenges. That is the major challenges we are facing currently. Our fathers and our mothers, how can that release maybe my mom thinking maybe Inalaga Yagi, Shashenchi, which is very, very bad. And you need that for China. I am from Mayuko. So, I didn't see anything there. Now, Kalimbe encouraging Mama Miwa, mostly our mothers. Abe kada release maybe my tea and Mugabe so many. Abe Gagima, and why any witness in program, Nechim Panechine, Nyenifo, just to promote our own. Because of unborn ones that are yet to come, let's promote Kakanda to the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please can we put our hands together for our Queen Mother? Actually, because you are so jealous, I also became very jealous. I really wish I can pull back the hand of the clock so that I will be the first king of Kakanda. So at this point, great grandfather of mine, that even the years I was like, wow, where was my grandmother then? Not even my mom, my grandmom, where was she then? So very quickly, Kajila Ibuji, Papa me, with a round of applause, I'd like to hand over the microphone to our royal father, the representative of the Adjunct of Kakanda Kingdom, Ba Godoji, which is the Nakoji of Kakanda entirely. Kubo.
Na jo maraba jifi ni benani oga jankuli ageza ni jenwaina jibo ashini jemi chimana jibo ebo kamalele jewo I started by reciting the Surah Al-Fatiha, which is the Kitab. I'm glad we put this meeting committed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by the Islamic prayer from the Twada of Aganti of Kakanda. I'm here in my capacity as representing the Aganti and also as the Nakoji of Kakanda and one of the offsprings of Dr. Umaru Sanda Ahmadi to do the unveiling of this program and also to give a keynote address on his life and his living. Before I start proper, I must obey the protocol by welcoming our special guests, the Honorable Obaya Tijani. You are most welcome. And who is the other honorable? Sorry. You are also most welcome. And the Prince. I will not start this program without giving the gratitude and show my pride on the convener of this program, that is Aliza. Also wish to extend to Muhammad Danoko, Mr. Kimwasa, and the President Kakanda sons and daughters, and our past, the Queen Mother, the past queens and the present queen. I will very much appreciate all the efforts you've been doing in the past to project the image and culture of Kakanda people. My statement will not be complete without giving the due gratitude to those who are not in the category of people I mentioned earlier. Most among them is my friend, my advisor, my senior in the service, because he rose to the position of permanent secretary, which is the highest for any civil servant to attain. So, with these little remarks, I want to start with the life and the living of Dr. Umaru Sanda Ahmadi. Over 6 decades ago, we saw that an educationist, administrator, a devoted Muslim, a historian. By historian, I mean a professional historian, and a philanthropist of a difference, began to start a course that, unknown to many of his contemporaries, would illuminate the path of Kakanda as well as millions of other Nigerians. Dr. Umaru Sanda, the Chiruma of the Agaki of Kakanda, the position he held until he passed away. He was respected, he was inspirational, timeless identity as a teacher, mentor, and father to leaders, because he really groomed leaders that continue to guide policy decisions, like my friend here said, as well as being a compass for building a more tolerable, empathetic, and equitable society. It was like a compass that shows direction. If you don't want to miss where you're going, you definitely need a compass. He was born to the family of Sumasu Amadu of Yagba clan, Yagbadobi to be specific, on the 19th of February, sorry, on the 18th of February 1939. His unparalleled teaching experience which began from Egon Primary School, took him round from primary, tertiary, secondary and tertiary levels, molding the minds of young and the old into exceptional vessels of knowledge. This long teaching career which traversed northern Nigeria, the Kakanda of immaculate extraction. He stepped into public service as an ambassador of our culture, that is of Kakanda culture. And he never let Kakanda down. As he left his mark through legacies of compassion, diligence, and genuine concern across northeastern and northwestern states. He brought the best of Kakanda to other Nigerians. It is the character he shows. Show other Nigerians who don't know the tribe of Kakanda, as Kakandas are really good, trusted, and fine people. The respect and understanding that Kakanda are enjoying today was mostly his handiwork. Dr. Sanda, in the parlance of his colleagues, was an educational policy mascot that built other mascots, particularly stemming from when he taught at the Bida Teachers Training College. He combined his teaching roles with administrative functions, a testament to his diverse knowledge and skills in many disciplines. He was instrumental in expanding the boundaries of the education in northern Nigeria through the Northern Nigeria Teacher Education Project, abbreviated as NNTEP. At this organization, NNTEP, he developed teachers' capacities and subject curricula. He also collated conference proceedings and developed the final project report. Despite having spent less than 3 years in the project, such as the NNTEP. Dr. Sanda, may he so rest in peace, was the first in many things, an achievement which also made him the first Kakanda in many things. He projected Kakanda to prominence through this first. Dr. Sanda was the first Kakanda to study abroad at that level, where he obtained his first degree at University of Wisconsin in Madison. Subsequently, he went back for his second degree, master's, at Milwaukee University in the same state, Wisconsin. And he was first Kakanda to obtain a PhD degree. This might sound very inspirational, not by design. He was the first Kakanda with 2 daughters with PhD degrees now, and one of them being the first female PhD holder of Kakanda extraction. He was the first indigenous vice principal at the Sokoto Advanced Teachers College. Before then, they were all Britons. A British principal, British vice principal. But he was the first indigenous vice principal. And the first principal and later provost of the College of Education, Mina, a school he started from the scratch. Dr. Sanda continued to lay down institutions, structures, and he continued to define the excellence of the school. Several decades later, true to his nature of being the first, his motto to the school he started was, and it still is, second best is not good enough. And his achievements for the school remain some of his key elements of his legacy. Again, Dr. Omar Sanda was the first executive secretary of National Electoral Commission, NEC. Before his tenure, there were chairmen and secretaries, but he was the first executive secretary between 1987 and 1989. He put in place the instructional structures and systems that became the bedrock of the June 12, 1993 presidential elections, regarded as the most peaceful, free and fair presidential election in the history of Nigeria. Some of these institutional bedrocks have endured through subsequent electoral bodies, including the current Independent National Electoral Commission. Kakanda have directly and indirectly benefited from these regional and national achievements, particularly through improvements in education in the North and the deepening democratic values to which Dr. Sanda was a key. was a key contributor. Kakanda is enriched by Dr. Sanders' philanthropic activities, which spanned his adult life and continued to leave global maps of kindness. He used his personal resources to support tuition of his pupils who could not afford it. At the same time, hundreds of children used his home as temporary and in some cases permanent residence. While attending school, he single-handedly provided opportunities for thousands of children to acquire education. His passion for Kakanda in particular and Nigeria in general was often reflected in his numerous contributions to social, political, economic discourses. These were exemplified in the conduct and contributors to public policy infrastructure development. He was instrumental to the advocacy and eventual development of the Jamata-Buddha Road, a vital transportation artery for that axis of the state. He is a pillar of learning. He infused the discipline for knowledge in his children, who span the spectrum of his pupils, students, nephews, nieces, cousins, and biological offspring. He reached pinnacle of academic pursuit, obtaining a PhD in educational administration and planning from Ahmadu Bello University, ABU Zaria in 1979. His PhD research is in integrative attitudes and values among various levels of educated Nigerians, was drawn from the desire to build value-based society. As a testament of his cross-border influence and showing Kakanda to the world, he received the Best Historian Award from United States of America National History Honor Society in 1970, among others.
Wow.
We have the Phi Alpha Theta organization, which is one of the largest world organized historical body. They also honored him. He was a family man that operated within a walk-to-life integration model that was far ahead of its time. He seamlessly fused his roles so well that he was as present as a father, as he was a husband, son, brother, uncle, teacher, a public servant. The values of kindness, discipline, focus, tolerance, and self-worth that he instilled have radiated through his large household, permeating every corner of the globe. Dr. Sanda died on 1st January 1900.
Died on the 1st January 1991, and the path he laid with his footprints continue to be illuminated for Kakanda to follow towards greatness. The love and affection for him continue to glow decades after his passing, being proof of how deeply and positively he touched every soul that crossed his path. Dr. Sanda remains a reference point for building human capital, instituting lasting reforms that continue to impact Kakanda communities, and of course, Lokoja community. His legacy is defined by the achievements of his children, who continue to chart global social, economic, and political changes, and leading brighter tracks for communities at all levels of society. Indeed, he was a teacher, mentor, and father to many of today's leaders, including me. But above all, he remains a beacon. Above all, he remains a beacon for all the Kakanda. I congratulate you all for having a father and grandfather in him. Thank you for listening. You must pardon the Nokoji because that was his mentor. He brought him up, and he also well, simply put, he was great. Thank you for listening.
And grandfather of the land, please can we, in a standing ovation, give a minute silence to our hero? Please can we be on our feet and give a minute silence to our hero? Please, as we are silent, continue praying for other heroes of his like mind who are actually far beneath this world. May Almighty Allah be pleased with them, and sons, and daughters, and grands, and great grandchildren, which are his children. Thank you very much. Let's have our seats. Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's not a question per se, but for the future of Kakanda land. First and foremost, I would like to commend the effort of my able director here, Umar Yakubu Ali, for coming up with such an avenue for us to listen to some of our heroes. A lot of us coming up don't have any knowledge about those past heroes. So I will encourage such to continue. Not only Dr. Umar Sanda, but others who have done well in Kakanda. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
My brother, the Honorable House Member representing Lokoja 2, Honorable Alhaji Umar Yusuf assignment. You are very much welcome, sir. Thank you. Mr. Dide, if you are not too stingy, please welcome our Honorable to the High Table. Please, I hope that you have for him. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Kakanda people are very caring people. Yes, it doesn't even matter. Thank you so much. DJ, bring it down. One of the royal fathers of Kakanda Kingdom. Like so many of the heroes of Kakanda Kingdom, what do we do about celebrating them? Because we actually need to know those persons. They are the founding fathers of Kakanda Kingdom. Like persons like me, I don't even know much about Kakanda. If you ask me who am I, you have given me a problem. You have caused problem already. Telling you who am I now is a problem. Yes, because I cannot tell you yesterday. I can only tell you where I picked from. Like my brother over there, the Telba, I always see him as a outside person because of XYZ. But now I realize that he's my brother. But each time I see you now, prepare your pocket. We are now relatives. We will spend very well because I don't see my brother. Thank you very much. At this point, we would like to continue with the discussion session, like questions, comments on the heroes. The unveiling officially has been done by our royal father already. And I would like to hand over the microphone if there's no other comments or contributions to our brother for his good message. Right, Honorable, our own Honorable. At this point, you also left me confused.
Exactly.
But let me say, our own is Kakanda people are well cultured and respected persons. Maybe give the respect to our own Lokoja to start first. You have to take one before two. Am I correct? So one before two, please.
Thank you very much. Auzubillahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. First of all, let me start by introducing my senior brother, but fortunately, it's also my colleague, member-elect Lokoja 2, Honorable Yusuf Aliyu, popularly known as Assignment. And secondly, I'm so sorry starting it this way. Our traditional institutions, we hold the people with high esteem. Ordinarily, I should have started the introduction from you. So pardon me, sir. The Lokoji of Kakanda Kingdom, Alhaji Ibrahim Amadu Gakubo,
Also to my very respectable elder brother. We all grew up here in Lokoja to see him to be somebody who is humble, and we all are looking forward to be like you, to be able to talk, deliver lectures, but unfortunately we are still battling with it. My brother Alhaji Abubakar Suleiman Bamaji, the retired permanent secretary, Minister of Health. To our sisters, the present and then the first faces of the Kakanda, the organizer of this program, my friend and also my brother, Comrade Ali, the PRO of our great party, which we popularly call Talba. At this point, please permit me to stand on the already established protocol. So, Alhamdulillah, for a day like this, for a time like this, we ought to give praises to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for granting us good health and then keeping us alive to witness a day like this. The Dr. Umar Sanda Ahmadu was a very great man. I was in secondary school when he died. Despite the fact that I'm not from that side, I read a lot of things about him. His philanthropical gesture and then the zeal to encourage and educate people, largely the less privileged ones, is something to emulate. And then I would also like to plead with those of us that are coming up, wherever we find ourselves, any little thing we know we can do to encourage others, please let's not shy away from it. The act of giving is not something that is easy, and you have to start learning it at tender age. If you have 100 naira and you cannot spare somebody 10 naira, that now means that if you have 1 million, you won't spare somebody, you won't be able to spare somebody 50,000. So that's why I say we should start giving even at this age. No any act of kindness will go down in vain. Surely if you don't benefit it from here on earth, hereafter you will definitely benefit from it. And then by the special grace of God, we will always be there to partner with our brother Alizaki for programs like this or in any way. I would like to thank the entire organizers of this program, that you can always call on us. The member-elect local Kotofera constituency ought to have been here also. He has a very tight schedule this weekend back there in Abuja. That's why he's not here with us. So he sends his greetings and support for this program. Thank you very much.
May Allah reward you abundantly. To the fact that He made us to understand that the door is widely open, and we appreciate you for that open door policy. May Almighty Allah help us through. And the Lord is not yours alone, but inshallah to know overweigh you. Be easy in light Allah. And inshallah at this point I'll hand over the microphone. Thank God I'm just coming from one, so I'm going to two now. Hand over the microphone to our own from Lokoja to our own Honorable Umar Yusuf Assignment, the House of Assembly member representing the good people of Lokoja to the Garkuwa of Kakanda.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Gaku. It's gonna be right quality. It's gonna be lafia. Our brother, one of the finest we have in our community. For those of us that did not know him, I knew him very, very well. From the classroom to the level of seasoned administrator. I was opportune at the tail end of his career to work with him. I began to wonder, so we do have a genius in our local government. No, it's not lavish. If you have a memo to present and you are a PAMSEC then, and you say, Bamaji, please develop this memo for maybe ESCO or another agency on behalf of your parastatal or agency or ministry, be rest assured that you are at home. Wow. It's very articulate, thorough, and inspiring. Whatever he's doing, I think I learned from him. Wow. Unfortunately, at the time that the service needed their time, he was caught up with maybe age or the age for service retirement. It's very unfortunate. Those are the type of people they should consider as contract staff so that their experience will not be wasted. Well, I congratulate you for successful service to the government. My brother, my colleague, at a moment that Lokoja as a capital is looking for a very good representative, we have opportunity to have people who show their face to contest. Believe with me, even if we are not in the same party, I will recommend him because of exposure, composure, and competency, and above all, humanitarian service to the community. I did not only know him, I know him very, very well. So I do not have any time in supporting him. In fact, there are places I go, even in, I think somewhere here, Adam Kolo did not know, just to campaign for them, because I want him to represent our people. Because you like it or not, we have 30% of the population of this constituency. So we cannot but support him so that our people will benefit from this constituency. I thank you for being there always in our program. I really appreciate it. Well, the face of Kakanda. You don't know, but I want you to know that the time has come for you to have the right attention. Wow. I am not blabbing about it. The Veruko of Kakanda is at the mantle of leadership to represent you. The rest assured that henceforth, those who are putting in everything to showcase our heritage to the world, we have every support from you. Even though we have been looking for opportunity to do this, we thank our brothers outside who are contributing. But in the next 4 years, the activity will be solely hijacked by me. Wow. Yes. Because there's no better time to be Kakanda. There's no better time to be Kakanda. Kakanda have done everything to our life, so we must give back to the younger ones coming. I am not disappointed in leaving whatever we are doing to come, because these are the age group I really want to discuss with, truly, because I have opportunity to belong to that side and to belong to this side, so you tap from me. It is me, I am in the right position for you to tap from, because I have tapped from them. Going forward, we will collaborate with the organizers of the Face of Kakanda and other bodies who are showcasing our heritage outside. By the special grace of God, we will not disappoint you. To our father, our role model, the Dr. Umar Sanda Ahmadu. While we are growing up, every community have a shining star. To those of us that will converge in our ancestral headquarters, Buddha, for occasions of either Salah or other traditional matters. Anytime we are coming, there are three people are expecting that if they come, the Buddha will be jam-packed. One, they will say, Dr. Morris Nabi, Dr. Sanda Nabi. Two, CD Bidimiwa Nabi. CD Bidimiwa Nabi. For those of us who are from suburbs, we are not there for nothing. It's just to come and see where is Dr. Sanda, where is Alhaji Amoda, where is Alhaji Sidi, or Bijimi, Alhaji Saba. Those are the shining star of Kakanda. Those are the people who showcase our heritage outside and they excel in their area of discipline. Our role model, coincidentally, I am Umaru Sanda. Coincidentally, I am Umaru Sanda. And it has been my prayer and hope that I want people to say anytime the other Umaru Sanda is coming, so that when I'm not more alive, I will be remembered. You can see the dream. That is why it's good to be a good person while you are alive. So we want to thank God for his life. We want to thank God for his achievements. And if you want to know Dr. Umaru Sanda today, look at his children. Look at his children. They represent everything Umaru Sanda represents while alive. You have those who are in humanitarian service worldwide. You have captain of industry. You have educationists, all from the family. What else did you want? So Alhamdulillah, for our leader, our role model, by the special grace of God, those who mentor me to become who I am, that is the family of Sumansu Ahmadu. People did not understand. They did not understand when assignment was made, the field marshal of Alhaji Autaya political dynasty. Wow. They did not understand. They don't know where he's going. People did not understand when assignment was inducted into Kakanda Traditional Council as the Kerku of Kakanda. They did not understand. They don't know the vision where they are going. It is just unfolding. And as it's unfolding while they are no more alive. So all we have is we owe them a great of gratitude to continue where they've stopped. And by the special grace of God, we will not disappoint them. In no distant time, they will get to understand. Because they hand over the community that they cherish most to us. And by the special grace of God, we promise, inshallah, to move the community from where it is now to a very important highest level of development. So that as you are coming up, you equally step into the shoe by the special grace of God. We have our plan. We just hope that we have the cooperation so that as we unfold it, as time move on, we will be able to know if we are people who appreciate those who contribute to their life. People will judge us by our doing. So I want to thank God for his life, even after death, because his children and grandchildren are doing very, very well. And they did not turn back on the community that Dr. Umaru come from. For our Kakanda TV and other group, I have told you by the special grace of God, because we are critics, we don't say what we cannot do. Oh Lord, by our word, we will support you. We will support you. In fact, we will plead with our colleagues that we have had in the Lokoja one and House of Rep. We will move the political class anytime we have program to support our cause, so that tomorrow we have cause to glorify Almighty Allah. I really want to thank every one of you for being there for our culture, particularly those who are holding the culture and tradition of our area. Thank you. I want to thank Kakanda. I equally want to thank Kakanda Traditional Council and other people for being there for our people. And by the special grace of God, we seek your blessing, prayers, as we will be stepping in, to design the new face of Kakanda Kingdom. Thank you for this opportunity, and God bless you.
Together once again for Peter. Very quickly before
My grandfather, my father, he comes in. My leader, the member-elect states House of Assembly, Lokoja 1 and 2, is permitted to stand on this existing code. I just want to appreciate the Nakuji of teaching me and telling me what my 3 years in college of education did not teach me in class. I graduated from college of education, Niger State, 2017. There are halls and multipurpose halls that are named after Dr. Umaru Sanda. I never knew he was a Kakanda man, if not of my coming here. So I want to appreciate you for teaching me and telling me what they did not teach me in class back then, sir. May Almighty Allah reward you, and may Almighty Allah continue to keep you in good health and wealth, sir. Dr. Umaru Sanda in Niger State is a household name. I thought maybe he's even a Numpe man, because the Numpe people, they are claiming he is part of them.
Kakanda TV.